Hey guys, per usual, everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. So the premise of this entire video is going to be there's no clear signal or sign at the moment as far as bullish or bearish, follow through, continuation, reversal, however you want to say that. Everything, in my opinion, is just sort of waiting in a holding pattern. It may be the US election, it may be the fact that we had a giant bearish engulfing candle, and that usually takes about a month to get people out of consolidation mode into buying or selling mode again. So we'll talk about that. So let's run down the time frames. Here's the weekly stamp. And you got to ask yourself on that weekly close, does that candle look like a bullish continuation candle to you or not? I would lean no. It leans right now currently towards a neutral toppy type of candle. Some people may call it a spinning top candle. Quickly, if we just look at China's weekly close, does that look like a bullish continuation to you? No. Again, it's spinning top. Long-legged doji is another name. You can Google both of those. Basically, the buyers and sellers are coming to equilibrium. If it's at the top of a trend, it says sort of that buying is kind of halted here for the moment. If it's at the bottom, it says selling is halted for the moment. So not necessarily a reversal sign, but not a strong continuation sign, perhaps, as these candles were with the fat bodies for the week. Similar to these candles down here. These scream continuation. Long wicks of any sort, generally tell you that there is going to be reversal of trend or pullback from trend or sideways from trend. So that's outright something to pay attention to. And again, I'll say this every video till we hit it. 465 will happen. Maybe not until, July 2017, but it's on the chart. It's a flat Kumo. It's going to happen. The longer we stay in this range, the longer the flat Kumo is going to get, and the longer the flat Kumo gets, the higher the probability that price touches that level at some point. And another theme you'll hear me say, so because we've already hit the 465, I don't know what probability that affects, if that changes anything. They're similar to that on the 4 hour. I'll show you that. So the question is whether or not we're going to hit it again. I think we will, almost certainly. I don't know when, but definitely sometime next year. 465's in the cards. So if we go down the daily, I mentioned bearish engulfing candles. So anytime you have a large sell-off like this, these are two more extreme examples. If you measure just the consolidation times here, 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 even this one from here to here, all these are between 30 and 38 days. So we currently had a bearish engulfing candle. The question is, is this going to reverse quickly? Is it going to go sideways? Is it going to pull back? Is it going to test the high again? I think based on the previous examples, I just have to assume it's going to take a month to get people out of consolidation mode, to get, people who were buying, who have bought enough to buy, for those other people to buy more, etc. I know I'm not explaining that very well, but just look at the consolidation times. 30 days, it's gonna be a minute before we see any more action dramatically, I think. And again, the election might change that, but I don't think so. People were asking me, do I think we're still in a bull trend? Definitely still in a bull trend. We're above the cloud. Anytime you're above the cloud, you're in a bull trend, period, especially on the daily, which is like the gold standard for me. And I was saying on this chart that, we can go as low as 615, 607 and still be bullish. The question is, do we respect these yearly pivots? Monthly pivots? Monthly, sorry. Do we respect these pivots? Do we test this Kumo twist around November 16th? That's all an option. I think more likely than not, we just stay sideways above this pivot for 30 days-ish before doing anything substantial. So on November 1st, I put this somewhere. I don't know where I put it. I don't think I tweeted it out, but I got a lot of crap for it then, and I continue to get a lot of crap for it. So the bottom line is, I don't care whether my charts are right or wrong. I care whether or not I make money. And I make more money by seeing more things earlier than other people can or will. If I tweet a chart or I post a chart, that doesn't mean it's absolutely going to happen or what I think is going to happen. It just means this is a possibility, and you can't ignore certain things like this. Head and shoulders. Now, a lot of excellent traders have pointed out several things to me, such as the volume profile doesn't match, and I agree with you. But, you know, on November 1st, I started to see this happen, and you'll see this on any uptrend. It's not like I'm going to be the only one to show you this. You know, anybody can see this. Anytime you get an uptrend, you're going to start seeing these spiky highs like this. If we go on to the next day-ish, November 5th, so 4 days later, we had the sell-off. The shoulder looked really good. Still looks really good. And again, I'm highlighting these as supports down here. I'm not even going to bother measuring this, but because it's essentially going to be somewhere in here, based on these order blocks. So you can see we sort of stood in this range or order block until we busted out of it. We also stayed under it until we busted through that. So you can see that when we do pull back, there's a certain probability that we're going to hit, you know, this zone range somewhere in here. The question is whether or not this 685 neckline breaks. I'm confident enough that it won't, that I have bids there with a stop at new lows, essentially. So if we go to currently November 7th, you can see, I didn't really see this until recently, but the yearly pivot's actually perfectly on the shoulders of that head and shoulders. So do we have enough momentum currently to bust through a yearly pivot? I'm going to just say no, but that might change tomorrow. I don't know. And again, I'm highlighting these support zones. I think if we break through 685, we're going to go $40 lower. Head and shoulders is going to complete. Now you can see the volume profile here. What you want is the highest volume in the left shoulder with descending volume until completion. Now you can see that obviously isn't the case, but again, there's some sort of consolidation here. Something's going on. There was a bear flag that didn't break down. We also didn't break the pivot. So again, it's mixed messages across the board. Here's the cloud. What I pointed out on the cloud is, again, flat Kumo, 685. We already hit this level once. The question is whether or not we hit it again. I think we do. Again, this is just like the weekly. We already hit 465 on a pullback, yet the flat Kumo remains. Do I think we're going to hit it again? I do. What I was waiting for on the 4 hour is a bullish TK cross. So the first thing that I noticed just upon pulling up this chart, TK cross bullish, go long signal, TK cross bearish, close your long signal. A TK cross again would be a bull re-entry signal. This may end up being sort of a W bottom. I don't know. But if this does cross bullish, I will be manually entering a substantial amount of my account on that trade in hopes that we do go higher despite this 685 flat Kumo. And this is a little busy, but I tweeted this out. Basically, I'm just saying, you know, don't rely on your own instincts to decide whether or not to go long or short or open a trade or be in a trade. Just use a system that you've been using that makes money. And in my case, it's cloud. And again, I'm saying long entry signal, long close signal. I'm waiting for the 4 hour TK cross. This huge flat Kumo, definitely a magnet for price. The longer we're sideways. So I have bids there. Should we break lower, that trade would be stopped out. Then if we move all the way down to the hourly on Stamp, I'm looking at the 5200 EMAs, and you can see they're getting close. They haven't crossed. If they do cross, that's a definite short entry signal on low time frame. You can see we haven't been crossed since the 19th of October. So that would be, in my opinion, a strong signal to go short. And the fact that they're even this close tells you that there's probably a move happening soonish. I don't have B-bands on here, but B-bands are probably tighter-ish on 1 and 2 hour especially. And then lastly, I just want to show a pitchfork and this cup and handle real quick in case you haven't seen it. So I'll post everything as usual in the description of the video, but this again adds evidence to the pullback case where I think we're going to pull back maybe to 654. Again, we can pull back to 607-ish and still be fine. It would kind of destroy the cup and handle, but the handle can pull back about this far to be convincing for me anyway that this is a real pattern and we're going to smash through this horizontal resistance eventually. So that's the cup. And if we check the pitchfork, you can see if you're wanting another trend check, you know, we're definitely still in this pitchfork since 2015, okay? So we're definitely zero threat currently of ending any bull trend, which is why I remain spot long until I see any weakness in both daily, weekly cloud as well as this pitchfork. So per usual, like, dislike, comment, share, subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, Telegram, and happy trading.